Alright, once the jetpack lands and pretty much takes on the entire tower with it, go ahead and interact with it to zoom in, hit the red button on the left handle, and it'll fly off once again. Pick up the blueprint piece that's left behind, as well as the spring that was just to the right of it. And now we can go ahead and get on with Chapter 5. Alright, so from here we're going to head back on inside. All the way back to the room that we started in. And then interact with the right wall and place the blueprint piece. And this will give you the access code for security level 5. As before, this one is going to be different from the one that is showing for you. Make sure you are writing down the one that is showing on your screen. It will not be the same one that is showing in this video. So once you have that, exit on out and go back through the vents. And we're going to go back into that lab area where we unveiled the monitor with the 5 on it, where the beaker was and where we first set off the jetpacks. So go through the door directly across, and then into the room on the right. And then the monitor is on the left wall, so interact with that to zoom in. Put the CD in the CD slot. And then pop in the code that you just grabbed off the wall, which again will be different than the one that I'm putting in right now. Just make sure it matches whatever notes you just took for yours. So once you have that, we now have full security access to this entire place. You won't be getting the CD back, so just ignore that. Exit out of this room. We will be coming back here, but we don't need it right now, so interact with the elevator, and as you can see, we have a new button blinking down at the bottom. This is basement level 2. Go ahead and hit that button. And here we have 2 puzzles, one on the ground and one just in front of us. The one just in front of us is that light puzzle that we saw the solution for in the lab. Basically what's going to happen is a light is slowly going to go around the right hand side, and you need to stop it on the first colored in spot that was on that paper. Then it's going to go back to the left, then back to the right, and then back to the left again. So, alright, so you want to stop the light when it reaches the far right light down on the bottom. And then it's going to go back to the left, and you want to hit it on the 5th light. And then go back to the right and hit the last unlit button again. And then you're going to go 2 from the left, and then 2 from that one. So all in all, 5 buttons in total. That will open up the door in the back. Interact with that area to go inside. Not much to see here, but as you can see, there is a light that is blinking. Go ahead and interact with that, and you will unveil the armory that is hidden behind the walls. So interact with the left wall. Pick up the clip that is on the bottom right, and then pick up the ruby that is on the left, and then interact with the right wall. Pick up the crowbar that is on the left, and then pick up the little key piece that is on the right, and we're going to be needing that pretty shortly. We just got one more piece to pick up for it. And if you look at the ground, you'll see that there's a 7x7 grid. We will be coming back to this later. We just need to find the rest of the little key pieces so that we can get the solution for that. So until then, exit out of here, interact with the floor, hit that green button, and here you want to slide the pieces on each row so that they go into the large black empty spaces in their circles. So outer, inner, alright, so once you do that, some stairs will appear. Go ahead and go down those. And now we are outside at the beach. So first thing we want to do is go all the way to the left. all the way to the left. And then there's going to be a hose on the ground over here, so pick that up. Come on back down. And then this time head over to the right. Interact with the little hut area. And you'll be able to see a jerry can behind the rightmost barrel. So pick up the jerry can and then use the hose on the barrel that is tipped over, and then use the jerry can on the other end of the hose to fill it up with fuel. And once you have that, exit out of this area and then interact with the boat on the left-hand side. And on the back is the fuel tank, so lift off the cap and then fill it with the fuel. And interact with the boat, and now we're going to go to the island with the little lighthouse on it. Alright, and once you're here, head over to the right, interact with the bottle, interact with the paper, and this is just going to give you a little clue to some hidden treasure that we're going to dig up here in a second. So exit out of there, interact with the left side of this large rock that's just in front of you, and you're going to get a puzzle piece just behind it. And then interact with the lighthouse itself to zoom in. Go around the left side of the lighthouse, and there's going to be a little box back here. So interact with that box, open it up, pick up the key, and as you can see, there's another spiderweb here that we need to interact with for the spiderweb trophy. So just give it a click, get some dialogue, and we can go back to the front of the lighthouse, interact with the lock, use the key to unlock the door, and head on inside. Alright, so from here we have two spider webs we can interact with. One is on the left side of the lift, so go ahead and click on that. And there's another one directly across from it. It's kind of hard to see, but it's on the right side of the lift, so click on that. And then click in the back, pick up the shovel. And then from here, there's going to be a little red battery just to the left bottom of the front of the lift here. Pick up the battery. As you can see, it only has 1 bar on it, so we do need to go and get that charged. So exit out of the lighthouse. And we're going to go back to the beach. But before we go back inside, head over to the right area again, kind of towards the hut. And as you can see, there are 3 little mounds that are on the dirt right here. Use the shovel on those mounds to dig up a little box. Pick up the box. And now we're going to head back inside. So just keep hitting circle all the way until you're back at the elevator. And then go to floor 0. And then enter the room on the right with the 2. And then just under the monitor with the 5 is a battery charger, so stick the battery on the charger. And then while that's going, we are going to go ahead and play with this gun over here. So interact with the gun, put the clip inside of it, and then just fire once to destroy that watermelon. And just spam the trigger button so that you shoot it 100 times to get the trigger trophy. Okay, so once the target practice trophy unlocks, interact with the little pedestal that's just in front of it, and you want to place that wooden box down that we just picked up out of the dirt right there. Pull the trigger again to smash the box. And then pick up the machete that is inside of the box. So now we can exit out of the gun. Our battery should be charged now, so go ahead and pick that up. Full green, so ready to go. Exit out of this room. Go into the elevator, back down to basement floor 2. go down the stairs, out to the boat, and we're going to go back to the lighthouse. Okay, so interact with the lighthouse and go on inside. Place the battery back in the little holder that we picked it out of. And interact with the lift to go inside of it. And you're just going to go up just a little bit until you can see a silver box on the left-hand side, which is going to be this one right here. Open up the box and pick up the rope. And just keep going all the way up to the top. Alright, and go inside the room once you're there. Interact with the scuba helmet on the right-hand side. Open it up, pick up a key, exit out of the helmet, interact with the chest. Use the key on the chest, open it up, peek on inside, and then pick up the medallion, and as you can see there's another spiderweb on the left-hand side. Interact with this one, and this will be spiderweb number 6, which will unlock the trophy. Once you do that, interact with the lever on the right-hand side, pull it to lower that ladder. And then before you leave, on the left-hand side is a little blue folder. Go ahead and open that up. And you can bypass the first couple of notes here, but this is the page that you want to keep an eye out for. So basically these symbols all correspond with these numbers. So this symbol is 6, this one is 18, this one is 13. They pretty much match the same spots, and you are going to need that for a puzzle that we're going to do here in a couple of minutes. So if you need to make a note of this, do so now. I'll try to put a screenshot on the screen if possible. I don't know if I'm that fancy, but we'll see. But yeah, once you have that all noted down, go ahead and exit the lighthouse. Okay, and go around the left-hand side, interact with the ladder, and climb up the ladder. And you want to close the blinds here, which will reveal a code inside of the lighthouse. So go back down the ladder, go back inside the lighthouse. And now as you can see where the shovel was, the blinds are now closed, so you want to make a note of your numbers that are showing. They will be different for everybody. Just keep that in mind as you do this. And these numbers will correspond with those symbols that we just saw on that paper. So once you have your 5 written down in order from top to bottom, go ahead and interact with the lift again and head on up. And then go inside, interact with the folder on the left-hand side, and just make a note of what symbols are matching your numbers. So for instance, I had 17 as my first number, and it's going to be the symbol right here. Again, it's going to be different for you. My second one was 3, so it's going to be the second up from the top on the left. And 10. 18 and 12. Okay, so exit out of here, and we're going to go back to the beach. So go down the lift, excuse me. Okay, so next is arguably the most tedious part of the entire game as far as the miscellaneous trophies go, because it is a lot of back and forth and not in very close places. So what we're going to do is drop this net that is over here on the right hand side, and that will enable us to get some fish that we need to feed Günther, which is this bird up here, but we need to do it 5 times, so it's going to be a lot of back and forth, and in total we're actually going to need 9 fish, which will make this even more tedious. So let's go ahead and back all the way out, get to the lift, go to floor 0, go up the stairs on the left, then take the path on the right, interact with the tree, and you're going to attach the rope to the stump that is just in front of the tree here. Okay, and then interact with the rope to climb on down. And here you want to make sure that you interact with Günther as many times as possible until you no longer get any new dialogue from him. It's going to be about 4 to 5 blurbs that he's going to say, so just keep interacting with him until you don't get any more. Okay, and there you go, that's the last one. So once you're done with that, go ahead and click on this little wooden peg on the right-hand side, and that's going to lower the net. So we're going to head back down to the beach. Alright, go into the elevator, down to basement floor 2. Go down the stairs, and then head over to the right where we just dropped down that net. So zoom in, pick up the puzzle piece on the left, and then pick up the net. And now we're going to head back to the boat. And zoom in on the back of the boat, and then attach the net to the back of it. And this will enable us to go fishing. So interact with the boat to go to the lighthouse, and then immediately come back. And in the net will be a fish. So pick up that first fish, and instead of feeding it to anybody or any of that stuff, you're just going to toss it right back in the water. And that is going to get the catch and release trophy. So go ahead and interact with the boat again, and we're going to catch another fish. So immediately come back and pick up that fish and interact with the boat again, and we're just going to prep the next one so it's ready to go. Immediately come back, and you can only hold 1 fish at a time, and the net can only hold 1 fish at a time, which is why this is so time consuming. So instead of feeding Günther right away, we are going to get 2 more miscellaneous trophies done and out of the way. So go ahead and go back inside, go back to the lift, go back to floor 0, and all the way back to the vents that we crawled through at the start of the game. And then once you can see the spider web, go forward, and you're just going to toss the fish onto the left side of the fan, and that's going to give you some fish bones, and these are the second fish bones that you picked up in the game, and that will unlock the Sashimi Buzz-Cut trophy. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is what it is. Okay, so exit back and go to the right. Alright, so while we're going through the vent, we are going to make one quick detour to get the shoe phone trophy, since we're now in Chapter 5 and that product is unlocked. So once you reach the room with the yellow 1 monitor, go through the chute on the left-hand side. And we're going to go back to Ruby's house real quick for this. And then head on up the stairs, go through the left door, interact with the phone, and hit the speakerphone button to turn it on. And it's the same phone number that you dialed earlier, whichever one was showing on your TV. It will most likely differ from the one that I'm putting in right now. Got it. Okay. And then once the call is connected, the shoe phone is going to be option number 2. So go ahead and hit the 2.
Press 1. To place an order, please.
And then you want to
your
put in the account number from earlier as well, which again is going to differ from the one that I'm putting in. And hopefully you kept your notes as to what that account number for you is going to
Your item
be.
will be there in a jiffy. Thank you for shopping with Spy Boy.
And once your order is complete, exit out of the little study and go back down to the lobby with the fish tank. Ignore the fish tank and just go outside all the way back to the letterbox. Interact with the letterbox, and your package is going to be inside, and you just need to open up the box in order to get that trophy. So once you get the glorious shoe phone trophy, exit out of here, head back inside, and interact with the fish tank to go back to the underground area. And go through the door across the way. Go into the elevator, basement room or floor 2, which is going to be the -2. And then down the stairs. And then interact with the boat. Pick up the fish off of the net, and we're just going to catch another one really quick. So interact with the boat, and then immediately come back. And we're still going to hold off on feeding Günther just for now. Instead, we are going to feed the cat the fish. So exit all the way back to the elevator and now go to basement room number 1, which is the -1. And interact with the kitty door on the left-hand side. And just place the fish inside of the kitty door. And this will get you the cat Door Courier. So exit out of here, and now we can get to work on Günther. So go to basement floor 2. Go down the stairs in the middle. Interact with the boat on the left-hand side. Pick up the first fish. Interact with the boat. Immediately come back. And that will leave fish number 2 waiting for us, so go ahead and go back inside. And once you reach the lift, we're going to go to floor number 0. And then interact with the stairs on the left-hand side. Take the right path. And then interact with the rope that is hanging off the right ledge. Go ahead and feed Günther the first fish. And once you do, just interact with him again to get some more dialogue. Once that is exhausted, exit out and head back down to the boat to get the next fish. Alright, and all the way to the left. Pick up the fish on the net, interact with the boat, and then immediately come back. And that'll have fish number 3 prepped for us. So, head back to the bird, all the way back to the elevator, then floor 0. And use the stairs on the left, take the path on the right, go down the rope, and feed the fish to Günther. And click on him again to get some more dialogue. You need to make sure you do that every time so that you exhaust all the conversations with him. Otherwise, you will miss that trophy. So head back to the boat. Go in the elevator, floor 2. Go down the stairs in the center. Interact with the boat on the left. Pick up the fish out of the net. Interact with the boat, and then immediately come back, and this will prep fish number 4. And hit floor 0 on the elevator. And then go up the stairs on the left. Take the path to the right. Go down the rope. Feed the fish to Günther. Interact with him again to get some more dialogue. And then head back to the boat. And then pick up the fish, and then interact with the boat, and then immediately come back, and this will prep fish number 5, and we'll only need one more after that, so we're almost done with this whole back and forth thing. So once you're back at the beach, head back to the bird. Go up the stairs on the left, take the path to the right, interact with the rope on the right-hand side, and then feed the fish to Günther. Click on him again to get some more dialogue. Head back to the boat. And down the stairs, all the way to the left to the boat. And then pick up the fish. And that's the 5th fish for Günther for that section, but interact with the boat again because we will need one more after this. And then immediately come back. And then head back on inside. And floor 0. Interact stairs on the left. Take the path to the right. Interact with the rope. And feed the 5th fish to Günther. And he will now have the hiccups, which will unlock the bird buffet trophy, and interact with him again to get the last of the dialogue that you need for Gasbag with Günther. So we are done with this section right here. We will be coming back here one more time, but for now, just go ahead and head back to the boat. Interact with the stairs and head over to the left. And then pick up your 6th and final fish here. And don't go all the way back inside just yet. Instead, go over to the right where the log is. Zoom in on the log and then place the fish down on it. And Günther will come down and try to eat that fish. So now that his nest is clear, we can pick up that ruby that he was sitting on. So for the final time, head back up to his nest, go to floor 0, and then up the stairs on the left. Take the path to the right, interact with the rope, and pick up the ruby that is inside his nest. Alright, and head back up, and we're actually going to do one more puzzle while we're here. So exit back to where the path splits forward and to the right, and just in front of you on the right hand side you will see this weird pyramid puzzle looking thing. You actually have already picked up the 2 puzzle pieces that go on top, so place those down. And as you can see, each layer does have some strange symbol on it. These symbols need to match the 5 numbers that you picked up in the lighthouse and then match the symbols to in that notebook at the top of it. So again, yours is going to be different from mine. The numbers are randomly generated, so you need to have made sure you made your own notes on that. And then just keep spinning them until they match your numbers. You are more than welcome to go back there at any time to double check them and reference anything that you need. You can't spin the bottom one, so that's just going to be stuck, so it's just going to be the top 4. And then once you feel pretty confident with how you have put them, there's no indicator to tell you that you have done it correctly or any of that stuff. You just kind of have to cross your fingers that it is done. Just double check mine really quick. 18. Okay, so once you have completed that, we are going to go ahead and complete the ruby puzzle that is also needed for the end game here. So in order to complete that one, we are going to go into the lift and then go down to basement floor 1. And then as you can see, we still have a broken door on the right and this little statue thing on the left-hand side. Interact with the statue, and you can't tip it over yourself, but you do have a crowbar that will tip it over for you. So use the crowbar on the statue to get yourself another ruby. And then interact with the door on the right-hand side. Interact with the broken panel. And the spring that you picked up earlier is where that's going to go. So place the spring in, and the door will open. So go on inside.
Please enter access.
And here is going to be that color puzzle that we saw earlier with those 2 paintings, the 1 of 1, sorry, the 1 of 2 and the 2 of 2. So you need to hit them in the correct order that matches those 2 paintings. So just super quick to do this for you. It was the blue, the dark green, the pink, the orange, the light blue, and the purple.
Welcome back, Agent LaRouge. Initiating anti-gravity device. Please wait. Activated. Ready for inspection.
Okay, so pick up the heart key. And we can't quite complete the ruby puzzle just yet. We only have 3 rubies, and we actually need 5 for this. So go ahead and exit out of this room. And then head back to floor 0. And now we can complete this little key puzzle down directly in front of you. So click on any of the sides, doesn't matter which one you start with. So this one is going to be the clubs and the spade. So put in the spade key, followed by the club key. And then go to the other side and put in the diamond key, followed by the heart key. And pick up the ruby that's inside here. And here you want to make a note of all the blue squares on the 7x7 grid. This is going to be used to complete the next puzzle that we're going to do. It is going to be different for everybody, so what is showing on my screen right now is not going to match what it is going to be for you. So make sure when you are making these notes, it matches your game and not this video. Okay, and once you have that, exit out of the little box and head over to the lift. And we're going to go down to basement level 2. And go straight across. And down on the ground is that 7x7 grid we saw earlier. And you need to just click on the boxes so they turn blue to match that grid that you just saw, which again is going to be different for you than what I'm about to show on mine. Just keep that in mind as you do this. 2, 3. Okay, and once it's done, this little pyramid tower thing will appear. And we do need a key for this, which we don't have just yet. So go ahead and exit out of this room. Head on downstairs. Okay, and head all the way over to the far left where these vines are. And on the very left wall, you'll see that there is an open door right here. This will only open if you completed that pyramid puzzle with all the symbols correctly. If this is still closed, you will need to go back and double check to see if your numbers are correctly matching the symbols in that book. So if you do have it correct, go ahead and pick up that ruby. And we're going to head back inside. And then go to floor 1. And go through the door on the right. And now we have all 5 rubies that are required for this little box. So go ahead and place them all
Gem
in.
detected. Gem detected. Gem detected. 2 gem detected. Gem detected. Unlock sequence
Alright, and the box
complete.
will open to unveil a key. And you can probably already guess where that's going to go, to the room that we just found that little lock in. So go back to the elevator, basement floor 2. And then the room straight ahead of you. On that little pyramid device, use the key on the keyhole on the top. And here you'll get a second medallion piece. And now we can go ahead and finish the final parts of the game. So exit out of that room, head down the stairs leading to the beach, go all the way to the left, up to where the vines are. And as you can see, there is something behind these, but we can't get them because of the vines, so use your machete to cut those down. Put the medallions in the empty circles, and now you're just going to complete this puzzle so that all the lines pretty much match and nothing is like all janky and crooked. So just keep spinning the pieces until everything is where it needs to be. Okay, and once it's done, the door to the right will open up. Go on inside. And you're going to pick up the wire cutters that are just on the left here, and we can't do anything with the submarine just yet, so exit out. All the way back to the boat. Interact with the boat and go back to the lighthouse. Then head on inside. Go up the lift. And then inside the room, interact with the cupboard on the left-hand side with the chain on it. Use the bolt cutters on the chain, open up the doors, pick up the wrench down on the bottom, as well as the valve that is on the air tank itself. So exit out of here, and we're going to go back into that little room that had the submarine. So go down the lift and out of the lighthouse. And all the way back to the beach. And you will catch another fish here, but Günther's going to come in and eat it, so it doesn't even matter. Alright, so head to the left, head into the right door. And zoom in on the panel that is on the submarine. Use the wrench on the bolt to unlock it. And then the valve handle on the little valve spout. And then just hold X while over it to move the dial into the red area. Okay, so exit out, and you're gonna get a little cutscene with Ruby here.
Are you coming, Onyx? No? Ah, fine. Agent A? What? You are alive? Impossible. It's too late to stop us now.
Okay, and interact with the white plank just across the way, and just anywhere outside, and you'll end up on another beach. And there's gonna be another little cutscene here.
Huh? This cannot be. What have you done, Agent A?
In a spot of bother, Agent LaRouge. Not to worry, Havoc here to clean up your mess yet again.
Just get on with it. A nice try, Agent A, but once again, I have outdone you. Au revoir.
Okay, so interact with this little sand mound, and just get rid of all the sand. Oh, I guess not. There is a jetpack that is in there, and it will fly up, and you will get the final cutscene of the game. Okay, so interact with the ladder as soon as you can. Go ahead and climb up it, interact with the hole, and there's just going to be a little cutscene here, but as soon as your inventory appears on the right-hand side, you want to take the fish bones that you picked up earlier and put them next to the cat that's on the desk in front of you. It is kind of timed, so you got to do it kind of quick.
With an agent
Otherwise, you'll miss that trophy and have to play this chapter over again to get it.
Now, thanks to you. What do you say? Care to join your old boss?
Okay, so place the fish bones down, and this will unlock the A Parting Gift trophy. So with that, you should have everything outside of the speedrun trophy done. The platinum won't pop until you do that, and now that you have all the miscellaneous stuff done and you've gotten a pretty good idea of the puzzles, you should be able to speed through that pretty quickly. So there is a video linked down in the description for that one when you're ready to do it. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and good luck with the rest of your platinum.